Hello, thanks for joining me. This is a mini pregnancy Pilates session and it's suitable for any level of pregnancy. For this session you'll need with you a little ball. So you could have a soft massage ball, well, soft firm but not spiky. If you don't have one of these, then you could use a tennis ball, that'll work fine. Okay, you'll also want a thinnish cushion. So this is really quite thin. If you don't have anything of this kind of shape, sorry my ball was rolling away there. If you don't have anything of this kind of shape, then just fold up a towel and use that. And then also a thick cushion you probably find handy. So I've got a few of these thin ones and put them together. So it's that kind of thickness. Okay, and if you're ready, we'll start off standing up. Okay, standing. And we'll stand with our feet hip width. So that's underneath the creases of your hips there. The toes point straight ahead. And we're going to start with some breathing. So I want you to place one hand on your stomach and one hand on your breastbone. And then just rest the arms in that position so you can get them to relax. And the breathing that we're going to practice is called diaphragmatic breathing. Okay, so we are pressing our tummy out as we breathe in. And then breathing out, pulling the stomach gently in. And breathing in, push the stomach out. And breathing out, pulling in the stomach. And again, breathing in, feel the tummy, feel the lungs. And breathe out, pull the stomach in. I will do 2 more of these. Breathing in, push out. And breathing out. And one more breath in. And then breathing out. Okay, it's a nice one for you to practice, practicing it for relaxation, but also for the tone of our diaphragm muscle, which will be quite key, particularly for after pregnancy as well. So now we're going to work on our feet. These can be, the feet can be quite uncomfortable during pregnancy, so we're going to give them a little bit of a massage. So place your ball underneath your right foot. And you want it, to start with, we're just going to have it on the middle of the arch, so right in the middle of the sole of the foot. Okay, once you're up there, see if you can level out your hips. If one of them's sort of lifted and the other one's dipped down, see if you could try and level them out, and then keep them in that position as you roll the ball forwards and back. You could be pressing the foot down gently onto the ball if that feels nice. Just do what feels comfortable for your foot and the ball. And now try circling the ball around. This is usually the bit where I lose my ball. Yep, losing it now. Go the other way. And come to center. And then swap sides. So bringing it underneath your left arch, the sole, the middle of the arch on the left side. Again, you'll probably find that maybe your left hip bone is lifted. So see if you could get it to come down and bring your hips level and start your rolling forwards and backwards. So this is supposed to be pleasant, semi-pleasant, giving your foot a little bit of a massage. And then circling. And circle the other way. Okay, pop your ball out of the way. And now I'm going to start with a pelvic floor exercise. We're going to go on to a pelvic floor exercise now. So starting by just contracting and practicing getting our contraction going. If you're pregnant, I'm sure you know all about how important the pelvic floor is. So starting off, we're going to pull up from the back first. So trying to stop yourself from letting out wind. And then pulling from the back to the front to stop yourself from weeing. And then gently release. And again, pulling at the back, all the way to the front. And release. I'm going to show you to the side because there shouldn't be any noticeable movement on the outside. All the movement is on the inside of your body. So pulling up, back first, forwards to the front, pulling up there, and gently releasing. Okay, and we'll make this a little bit more challenging. We're going to do pelvic elevator. So I want you to imagine that at each level of this elevator, there's a slightly harder pelvic contraction. Okay, so starting off at ground zero, level 0, and we're going to go to level 1. So just gently pulling up, back to front. Then we're going to go up to level 2, so pulling up a little bit harder. And then all the way up to level 3. All the way up. Now releasing to 2, to 1, and to 0, to ground. And we'll do one more of those, pulling up just to 1, and up to 2, and all the way up to 3. Release to 2, to 1, and to 0. Okay, now last exercise we're going to do in standing is we're going to work on our legs a little bit, and we're going to include the pelvic floor as well. So I'm going to stand to the side for you to see what I'm doing. We bring our hands to our hips, and we're going to do some pelvic squats, Pilates squats, which means we're bending at the hips, bending at the knees equally, and we're aiming to get our breastbone pointing diagonally forwards. Okay, and then pushing up, and again bending at the knees, bending at the hips, and up. Okay, if that's enough of a challenge for you to do, keep going with that. Otherwise, we're going to come down and hold it there, and we're going to add some heel raises. So keeping the knees bent, can you lift your heels? So you're on your toes. And then draw the heels down. Stay in the squat if you can. And then lifting the heels. And lower. And again lift. And down. And straighten up in standing. Okay, we're going to do the same again. And we're going to add some pelvic floor work as well. Okay? So coming down into the squat. And as we come onto the heels, I want you to exhale and pull up the pelvic floor. Inhale as you bring the heels down, release the pelvic floor. Exhale as you lift the heels, pull up the pelvic floor. Inhale to lower, release. Exhale, lift the heels, pull up. And down. And lift. And down. Keep going, keep that pelvic floor as you come up. And releasing it as you bring the heels down. We'll do 2 more. Lift. And down. And last one. Up. And down. And straighten the legs up. Okay, we're going to come down onto the mat now. We come down into 4-point kneeling. So we've got our hands underneath our shoulders. Hands are shoulder width apart. And we've got our knees underneath our hips, hip width apart. The feet are also hip width apart as well. Looking forwards at the floor. And we're going to lift our right hand. We're going to bring the back of the right hand to the mat. Turn the head to the left. And then we're going to bend the left elbow. Thread the right arm along the mat. Turn the chest. And you're hinging at your hips. And push back up, bring your right hand back to the start. And then same going the other way, left back of the hand comes to the mat, turn the head to the right, bending your right elbow, threading the left arm along the mat, hinging at the hips. And push up. Keep going. Making sure the hips stay still. And we're really trying to get that turn in the chest. We're working on our rotation in our spine as well. Okay, let's do one more, going towards the right. And pushing up. Okay, now we're going to sit back into rest position. So this is where your thick cushion comes in. So, you could bring the cushion between your legs and sit back there, stretch your arms overhead. Or if you like, you could do a puppy position. So if that's quite uncomfortable for you to be in that position, you could bring the cushion in front and then see if you could get your chest down towards the floor and rest your forehead on the cushions, or the cushion, sorry. Okay, whichever's more comfortable for you. In this position, in our puppy stretch, it's going to help to open out the chest. And in our rest position, sitting back, it's going to help to open out the lower back. I'll take a couple more breaths, breathing in and breathing out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, make your way off the cushion. And we're going to lie on our side now. So grabbing hold now of your thin cushion or your folded up towel. We're going to lie on our left side to start with. Bring the towel or the cushion between the head and the arm. And we're going to bring the soles of our feet in line with the back of our pelvis, the back of our body. And seeing if you could lift your bottom waist, trying to have equal lengths of your waist here. Straighten your top leg and then lift it in line with the hip socket. Point the foot and bring the leg just behind you until you can feel a little bit of a stretch here. Flex the foot and come forwards. Point the foot and drive back. Keep going as far forwards as you can without changing this shape round here. And then going back as far as you can. Again, this shape, the pelvis and spine stay the same. Okay, forwards and back and forwards. Hold it in the forwards position, pressing the heel away from you. Really reach away, point the foot. This time hold it in your back position, really looking to feel a little bit of a stretch going on here in the front here. Okay. Bring the leg in line with your body now, so the thigh is in line with the front of the body. Point the foot, circle the leg from the hip socket. And then go the other way. Okay, and rest the leg. We're going to flip over and do the same on the other side, so that you're nice and equal. Okay, so lying on our right side this time. Cushion between the head and the arm. Soles of the feet in line with the back of the body. And again, dragging this bottom shoulder down if you can, lifting the bottom waist. Okay, if you can do that, you're working your waist muscles, particularly on the bottom, already before we've done anything. Okay, straighten the top leg, bring it up in line with your hip socket, point the foot, and then bring the leg just behind the body. Flex, pull the toes up, and come forwards. And keep going, forwards and backwards with the leg. And as you're going again, this shape here shouldn't change. I had a bit of a wobble there. That's why you have your hand in front of you here. Yeah, this shape here shouldn't change. And keep an eye on the waist. If you've managed to lift it, try and keep it lifted. Hold it in the front position, driving your heel away. then point, come behind the body, just behind, and holding it there, reaching the toes, and see if you can feel this stretch going on along the front of you here. Okay, bringing the thigh in line with the front of you, start to circle the leg, reaching the toes away, and then circle the other way. And rest the leg. Okay, take your cushion out. And we're going to come back into that position that you were in before. So whether you chose the puppy pose or the rest position. I'm going to go for puppy because I like this feeling of opening here. Okay, so on your hands and knees, and then sitting back for rest position with the cushion between the legs, or staying up on the knees and then lowering the chest towards the floor, bringing the forehead onto the cushions. The cushion. I've got so many cushions that I keep saying cushion, but it should be a thick cushion if you've got one. Okay, take a few breaths, breathing in and breathing out, and breathing in and breathe out, and last breath in and breathing out. Coming up onto the hands and knees, and we'll do some cats to finish. Okay, so we're trying to move one bone at a time through the spine for this. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, really looking here to really try and stretch out through the whole back as we do this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the cat. So we're going to tuck the pelvis under, pull the stomach up so the lower back is rounding. Keep rounding, lower, middle, upper, draw the chin in. You should find now that you're looking at your pelvis is looking at you. Take a breath in. And then breathe out, release all the way back, just to neutral. You're neutral. And now we're going to go the other way. You're going to stick the bum out, hold it there, make sure you haven't sunk towards the floor. Keep pressing into the hands as you, one bone at a time, open the front of your body so that you end up with your chest pointing forwards, your head looking forwards, keeping the arms straight, breathing in, and then breathing out, coming to neutral. And we'll do one more of those in each direction. Take a breath in, breathing out, pull up the pelvic floor, roll the pelvis under, pull up the stomach, one bone at a time, rounding through, breathing in, release pelvic floor. Breathing out, pulling up the pelvic floor as you release to neutral. Breathing in, release pelvic floor. And breathing out, going into your extended cat. Pulling up the pelvic floor, sticking the bum out. And then opening the body one bone at a time. Opening the front of the body, I should say. Breathing in, release pelvic floor. And then breathing out, pulling up the pelvic floor, coming to neutral. And then one last time, sitting back into your preferred position, sitting back to your heels in rest position. Or in your puppy position. And take a breath in. And breathe out. Okay, and relax. Okay, thank you. Oh, move over then. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, I teach full-length pregnancy Pilates. That'll be starting face-to-face very soon. And you can find the details for that in the link in the description of this video. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.